Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Player X here with the Semi-Limited Podcast. As usual, just want to thank you guys for tuning in and having so much fun with us over these last couple of months, including of last year when we first started. Our birthday came up recently. I actually had to post on our Instagram, but I was a little tied up because of my own personal birthday. But yeah, our birthday actually came up last week, if I'm not mistaken. It was the Thursday of last week. So we are officially over a year old for you guys as far as conception to putting it out and actually executing the thought. We would appreciate you guys for sticking with us from the highs and the lows, and we can't wait to have a great year for the rest of 2024 with you guys. Got a relatively short episode planned for you guys today. Just want to talk about a couple topics, some of them being the new Battles of Legends, ones that got released and then the ones that are announced, and then just a little discussion as to what the competition might be like over the weekend with the big 3v3 Vegas YCS coming up. But before we get into all that goodness, the usual, you guys already know to go down to that Linktree link down in the description box below and follow all of our social sites. You'll click it. Big old tab will come up with all of our social sites. Be sure to click and follow and subscribe and notification bell and ding all those things. And you will find out that we have our Discord link down there as well. You can follow that and become a member of our channel. When we have 100 members, we'll be giving away this box of Phantom Nightmare for you guys. So one lucky winner in our Discord group will be winning that box for themselves free of charge as long as you are in the United States or Canada. We'll be sending that to you guys exclusively and doing that drawing when we hit that number. So be sure to send the link to your friends and get them to join Discord as well, where we be usually chit-chatting with the local guys or maybe some other out-of-town guys. We have people from Italy, people from Germany come in and just hang out with us because we like to play on EDO Pro and DB and all that, and we like to invite all the people over. So as we continue to grow, we'll be sure to continue to give things back to you guys. With that being said, we also want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Unplugged Gaming in Manliness, New York, who helps us give these gifts and giveaways to you guys as well. So shout outs to Joe and all the staff over there. Be sure to join their Discord server as well in the description box below. I'll have it linked down there. You'll be a part of all of their TCGs, whether it be Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Lorcana, Magic, whatever it is. If you hit the cardboard and you play it and slap it down on a table, you can be sure to go catch it in their store and go surplus yourselves on as many as you need. If you guys stop into the store too, be sure to let them know that the boys over at Semi-Limited sent them. And then they'll probably be sure to hook you guys up. Maybe a little discount here or there, maybe a couple free gifts. You never know. They might be able to hook you up. And last but not least, be sure to catch our man, Brad, aka Mr. Perfect, live streaming every Saturday on Twitch. He'll be streaming at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for all those who are outside of the United States. This is the eastern coast of the United States. Be sure to go check him out. He'll be usually doing like things like, I don't know, deck profiles, steering, crafting, a little bit of chat. He's usually on Master Duel, doing a whole bunch of different things. Maybe playing some Fortnite. You never know. We might be getting some random stuff. And hey, just be sure to interact with the channel. We be sure to do giveaways on his streams as well. So be sure that you're included in those as well. Now that we're getting into today's episode, I just wanted to talk about the release of the Battles of Legends Chapter 1, which is today. As of you guys are hearing it, the release date of this episode, which will be the 23rd of February. With the with the release of the set, we get cards to us included, but not limited to the reprints, which I just went through and took a list of all the good ones I thought. We get cards like Big Eye, the BSL Link, which I don't know why we're getting again for another fourth time. Elemental Hero Absolute Zero, which I thought was a pretty good one, as well as Elemental Hero Prisma, which is an even better one. Shout out to my Gate Guardian players out there. We get the Annihilation Dragon, which is good for the Castera players. Number 90 Photon Lorn, which is really good for the Horus players or any Photon players. Basically any rank 8 deck is good to put a monster in the gate up. We also have Pain Gainer in there, which is the XYZ that usually slaps over a Dingirsu or a rank 8, so that way you can go into the Zeus play. As well as things like Grand Maju, Chaos Emperor Dragon, so shout out to Ian Fitzpatrick, the Blue Eyes White Dragon guy. He'll be playing that card all the time. Pankratops gets into the reprint, Bamboozling Gossip Shadow, Salamangreat Almirage, Danko Sekka, Galaxy Soldier for its 4th Battles of Legend reprint for some fucking reason, no one knows why. DDG, which is Different Dimension Ground for people who don't know, Vanity's Fiend, and then we also get archetypes like some U-Bull reprints are in there, like the OGs, the U-Bull, the Reincarnate, and the Diviner, whatever the hell it is. We get all of the Kaijus and the Kaiju support cards like Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. We get the secret version of the Turtle Kaiju again. Dogeron. All the other ones are going to be coming in Ultra as well. So you guys can get all of your Kaijus in your hands and be ready to tribute your opponent's monsters. We also get some Lightsworn reprints with the new Lightsworn cards coming out somewhat in, I think, summer of this year. I want to say, if not, it's fall. So you can get yourself some more Lightsworn cards. And then all of the Jump promo dragons, so the Trishula, the Red Eyes, and the Annihilation Dragon, all of them are all getting reprinted again for some reason. Don't know why, but they were printed in another Battles Legend. So why not do it again, I guess. And then for some reason, Konami thought it'd be a great idea to also give us the Astro Utopia card, which is, I don't know why they do that. Although we get it as an Ultra, which is even weirder than having it as a Starlight like it was when it first released out. They're just reprinting these cards again for us, and I just don't understand why. Like the exclusivity of being the ones to pull it is supposed to actually mean something. So where people can just go and pick up an Ultra version of it and not really care. I mean, yeah, it's not like the card's not accessible. There's like 1,800 printings of the Utopia card, but I mean, whatever. Konami is their own guys, and they can go do whatever they want. So, along with every box, you will get one of 6 different type of dice, which will be included in the box, and you have options like Cyber Dragon, Judgment Dragon, and even Elemental Hero Stratos as some of the ones that you may randomly receive within your box. So be sure to check the bottom of it to be make sure that what dice it is, and to keep it secured and safe if you plan on moving it. I really do like the addition of the dice included into the set. I think it gives the players something else that they can kind of equip to some accessories within the games, like dice, maybe some dice bags or something like that. I like the fact that the tournaments already come with things like mats and stuff like that for people who don't already have mats. So you can have a chance to go get them. So I do like the way that Konami tries to throw these like little side pieces into these sets just to kind of spice things up for the people. I, for one, think that these are some strong reprints though for the set, and of course that there were some hit and misses, like all sets usually do, especially with the card choices. And what Konami happens to do with all these sets all the time is just choose the random cards to reprint. So these choices seem to be the most make the most sense, I should say, and have the least amount of cards where we were left perplexed as to why it was chosen. A lot of these were very solid picks. I only named off a bunch of the better reprints, but there's also Phantom Knights in there, also U-Bell. There's a whole shit ton of hero cards in there, so it's a really, really nice set for those casuals as well, competitive players as well, so they can get their hands on the cards they need. I was really, really left with a nice taste in my mouth, and I can't wait to go out there and spend some of my store credit getting some of this set and ripping it open myself. So, nice job there, Konami, for once. Staying with that Battles of Legend themes, though, we were going to be talking about some of the newest leaks for the next battle set. For us, it'll be coming out in June, but OCG got it already, and it's the OCG's Terminal World, which means that it'll translate to the TCG as Battles of Legend Terminal Revenge. That set is due to release later on this year, June 20th, 2024, and the set is supposed to have support cards for archetypes such as Ice Barrier, Genix, Infernoid, Ritual Beast, and including Sky Striker as well. With new cards like Red Lotus King, Phantom of U-Bill, and Dragon Magia Master, which is the new Blue Eyes White Dragon fusion, as some people might know, which will definitely see play in their respective decks. This is gearing up to be one of the better Battles of Legends for the year. Now, I'm going to have to say that the reprints for it better be crazy, because although that there's bringing support to these cards, and I think that the new release of that fusion monster is really, really good, these are not decks or archetypes, I would say, that are meta relevant or even, I would say, tier 2 relevant. So for them to be wasting cardboard trying to give these cards more support, with the exception of Sky Striker, they better make the support fucking super crazy good, because it's gonna need to be to get these cards back into some relevancy within the meta. Otherwise, you're just wasting cardboard out there, and nobody likes when you do that. But be sure to check out as more things unravel with it. You'll probably get more types of dice, some more types of souvenirs, maybe some new accessories or something like that with it. You never know what Konami might include with these side sets. They might be dropping pins next time. Who knows? But gearing up for it June 20th. Be sure to be on the lookout for that if you are one of those players for those archetypes. It's geared to be one of the better ones for it. And then the last topic I wanted to talk about, like I said, just want a brief discussion. Just wanted to chit chat and bring up some talking points as you guys are traveling to the YCS that you guys might be trying to attend, or maybe going to a regional or something this weekend. Give you guys something to talk about. We wanted to bring up the YCS that's going to be happening in Las Vegas, which is ideally the 3v3 Team YCS that is set to kick off this weekend from February 24th till February 25th. With a lot of the competition gearing up after that massive boost from the UDS Championship that happened last week, you can bet that this 3v3 event will be jam-packed with big names as well as big teams. Because not only is this going to be a YCS, which most people bring their most competitive game to, but it's also going to be a team YCS. So not only do you have to win your games, but your partners have to win their games as well. So the pressure's on not only for yourself, but you also don't want to let your team down, which adds a different sort of perspective and pressure to the game, which I thoroughly enjoy watching, because it does like turn the heat up a little bit, and like you have to somewhat basically make yourself into a diamond with all that pressure instead of cracking in order to get to the top of the top for this kind of event. So can't wait to see what's going on. With the meta looking to be as predicted, to be as near tier 0 format as it can be, I'm curious to see what other brave souls will attempt to make their competitive appearance while choosing not to play meta for this event. I mean, you've got decks like Rescue Ace, which isn't as good as the, I would say, Snake Eyes Pure, or even the Fire King version of it, but you also got decks like the ritual decks such as Drytron and the Voice's Voice. You got Cashtera, which can still make a comeback if they thoroughly see Shifter, as well as Fluonderies, which saw play in the UDS, as well as decks like Branded, which still make a strong stand in today's meta. And Branded Lock is still stronger than ever, and nothing's stopping them, and nothing is hindering that from happening. So those decks also have a good chance to stay in the room. But I'm also very, very curious to see what people are choosing to play. Because it seemed like this is, I would say, one of the best times to have a tier 0 format, because the last tier 0 format we had was with tier elements, and many of the players that were partaking in that format were left with sour taste in their mouths as to why tier 0s were kind of fun, or like the purpose of them, I would say, is to like have the best deck in the room. But like, because that deck was obnoxiously good, like it was like chain 18, the turns like were so long, like not only were games going for like 35 minutes for one game, but like it was just so much. You're exhausted after the first game, and then you're telling me I got to play 9 more rounds of it. It was just so overwhelming. But this tier 0 is a little bit different. It's kind of like the opposite of the last one. All the players within this format are actually enjoying the game, as well as the mirror matches, which is quite shocking, because there is not to say that there's not a lot of interaction, but there's a lot of resilience, I should say, to other decks. So to have resilience against the same deck, it's kind of cool. And this is what players meant when they said that they wanted stronger decks to compete with. Like, yeah, it's cool to print cards like Tier Elements and shit that just goes crazy busted, but like, you're eventually going to have to ban them to keep other decks at bay, or you're going to have to start printing more decks like this. Like, I would say before we get a ban list, we might be able to say, like maybe Snake Eyes might be able to keep up with Tier Elements. Maybe not post ban list or pre ban list, but post ban list, we might be able to see some Snake Eyes do something, as well as Tier Elements. So like these are like what these decks should be aiming for. The ceiling should be this high. Like, you should be able to have interactions, like, not to say coming out the wazoo, but many interactions through many disruptions, so that the games are actually interesting. And then the last thing I'm very eager to see is what Konami does with their stream for this event. I know we're used to seeing some of the top tables in the stream, but also noted that I did say a couple episodes ago is we are going to have the special Time Wizard 3v3 format. and that's set to happen over the YCS as well. And I'm very eager to see how that plays out. For some people who don't know, it's going to be the same like YCS, the same 3v3. You have like the same thing, 3 people on one team, one player A, one player B, one player C, except for since everyone's playing the advanced format for the regular YCS event, the Time Wizard format is going to be having each player play a different Time Wizard format. So player A will be dueling in GOAT format, which is July 2005. Player B will be dueling in Edison format, which is April 2010. And player C will be dueling in Plant Tango format, which is September 2011. So all 3 of those guys are going to be having to play 3 different formats and understand not only the ban lists that are going on within those formats, not only the card pool that are going on within those formats, but as well as the decks that are going to be around in those formats. Whether you're limited to the lines of play, some decks are changing throughout the timeline. Some decks, maybe don't change at all, but they have different tech cards going in there or different maybe styles of play, different pilots. More innovations have been added onto these older formats because people are actually taking an interest in seeing what new things can come about these older formats and what more innovation we can see put into these decks that wasn't given their time to shine when I guess the time was apparent, like when we were taking it in the present back then. So I do want to see that if Konami does somehow puts these Time Wizard 3v3s into the forefront or in the spotlight by putting it on stream for everyone to see, at least maybe one match or so, maybe not the whole thing, but at the very least one of the matches, just to see how it goes. And I definitely think that would actually play out very well and be interesting for all those watching as well as those participating in the event to give them something else to look out to as well. But with all that being said, guys, like I said, just wanted to be a shorter episode for you. We are starting to run all out of life points. Just wanted to reiterate some things for you guys. Remember, go down, click that Linktree link, join all of these social platforms that we have there, the Facebook group, the Instagram, the TikTok, all of it. We'll be dropping short form content on the TikTok as well as on the YouTube page. We have our local legends as well as Perfect Pulls with Mr. Perfect, which is a card pack opening channel or segment that we do. So you guys can go check out all of those down in that Linktree link down below. Be sure to check out Unplugged Gaming in New York. If you're around in the New York area, you can be sure to stop in store and shout out the semi-limited podcast, and they'll be sure to hook you guys up. Or if you are not in New York and you want to be a part of the community either way, go join their Discord, which is going to be linked down below in the description as well. And then last but not least, guys, like I said, be sure to catch Brad. He streams every Saturday on Twitch. His Mr. Perfect is Perfect Games, and he is on Twitch at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so be sure to go check him out there. And that is the East Coast of the United States for those who are unwary of it, or outside of the United States. Remember, we will be doing a Phantom Night giveaway, guys. Remember, when we hit 100 members in our Discord, so be sure to share that out with all your friends, get them involved in the Discord and involved in the communities to help grow that out. And actually, you might be able to get something out of it for yourself, a nice little box of Phantom Nightmare for you. But with all that being said, we are officially all out of life points. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and checking us out. Until next time, I am Player X, and this is the Semi-Limited Podcast. Thank you, and good night.